test. This is the module that you are going to use. It is intended for grade 5 learners like you. You are encouraged to actively engage yourself in exploring the module. Read the directions carefully and do the learning activities provided. Before the main points and activities in your module, make sure to answer the 10-item test under What I Know to measure how much you know about the lesson that we will have. Previously, you learned in your math class on how to multiply fraction. Why don't we have them again? Consider this example. To get the answer, we simply multiply the numerators and then the denominators. And as we always say, reduce answers to lowest term whenever possible. Therefore, if we are going to multiply 3/4 times 4/5, that will be 3 times 4, we got 12, and 4 times 5, we got 20. And then, reduce the answer to lowest term, if it is possible. So in this case, 12 over 20 is possible, so reduce it to 3/5. I know you still remember the process. Now, what if the fraction is a mixed number? That means it has a whole number part, and we are directed to multiply the numerators, then the denominators only. Say we have 2/5 times 2 and 1/3. I know you still remember the process. So all we have to do is change first the mixed number to improper fraction. Then follow the steps we had earlier. So in this example, 2/5 times 2 and 1/3, we will change first 2 and 1/3 to improper fraction. So in that case, 2 and 1/3 will be changed to 7 over 3, or 7/3. After that, we can now proceed in multiplying. 2/5 times 7 over 3, that will be 14 over 15. And whenever you multiply a fraction to a whole number, just make that whole number a fraction by annexing 1 as its denominator. You may browse the What's In part in your module for more examples. Let's keep going. I have here a poem for you, and for me, and for your learning body. Let's read it together. It is titled, One Step at a Time. Before you start solving on your paper, read and understand first the problem offered. Know what the problem is asking for. Then identify the given facts which you think are helpful. For the operation to be used, check for any word clue in the problem. Is it addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, or all of them? Sometimes in the problem, it requires more than one operation. So go back to the problem, read and understand it once more. When what is asked and the given facts are done, and the operation to be used is already at hand, combine these figures with the operation you chose to know the number sentence that you will use. Perform the indicated operation, and when we are almost done, solve neatly on your paper while you are having fun. Once you arrive at your final answer with sense, double-check your procedure and state final answer in complete sentence. What are the 6 important steps mentioned in the poem which are used in solving word problems? Let's have them one by one. Here are the steps in solving word problems. First, know what the problem is asking for. Then, identify the given facts. Third, identify the operation to be used. Then write the number sentence. After that, solve or perform the indicated operation. And finally, state your final answer in complete sentence. Let us consider this problem. There are 7/8 kilograms of salt in the kitchen. Mrs. Jackson used 2/15 of the salt when she was preparing dinner. How much salt did she use? Let us use the steps in solving word problems. First, let's identify what is asked. So in the problem, what is asked is the amount of salt Mrs. Jackson used. What are the given facts? 7/8 kilograms of salt in the kitchen and 2/15 of the salt used for dinner. And the operation to be used is multiplication. Take note that to identify the operation to be used, you need to find for the word clues. Next one is to combine our given facts and the operation we identified, and that is the number sentence. So in this case, our number sentence is 7/8 times 2/15 equals n. After that, we will solve, going back to the process on how to multiply fraction. 7 times 2, which are the numerators, that is 14. And 8 times 15, which are the denominators, that is 120. And reducing it further to lowest term, we get 7/60. Therefore, for our complete answer, we will have Mrs. Jackson used 7/60 kilograms of salt when she was preparing for dinner. Now let's try another problem. In each plot, Florence uses 2/5 of the space in planting pechay, while 1/5 of the same space is planted with cabbage. If there is a 15 square meter space in the farm of Florence, what is the total area planted with pechay and cabbage? Now let's try an illustration for this problem. So there are 15 square meter space. So it is represented by the 15 blocks. And it says there in the problem, we have 2/5 planted with pechay and 1/5 planted with cabbage. So it is represented in our figure. Now going back and using our steps in solving word problems, let's try to see if they will arrive at the same answer. For what is asked, the problem is asking for the total space or area planted with pechay and cabbage. For the given facts, I have here a question for you, which is not given in the problem. You have 4 choices. Which one is not given in the problem? Very good. That's letter D. 3 liters of water. It's not in the problem. Next, what operation should be used to answer the problem? So we will use addition and multiplication. Combining now the given facts and the operation we identified, we will have now our number sentence. So in this case, it is the quantity 2/5 plus 1/5 multiplied to 15 equals D. And to solve, remember your PEMDAS. We have an expression inside the parentheses. So let's solve it first. That is 2/5 plus 1/5, we will get 3/5 multiplied to 15. And 15 is a whole number, so we will annex 1 to make it a fraction. So that will become 3/5 times 15/1 equals 45/5. So we will get 9 as our answer. Stating the complete answer, we will have the area planted with pechay and cabbage is 9 square meters. Now going back to our illustration, it is the same. There are 9 blocks in our illustration. Wow, that was tough. But I know you can do the next set of activities in your module. Read the directions carefully and finish all the tasks presented in your module. Good luck and have a wonderful time accomplishing the activities.
Magandang buhay mga bata! Nandito na naman ako ngayon, ang iyong guro, Ginang Nehemia Tekag. At tayo ay sasagot uli ng module sa Aralpan na may pamagat na mga lugar na sensitibo sa panganib at wastong pagtugon sa mga kalamidad. Bago nating simulan, narito uli ang mga paalala para mapag-aralan ninyo ng lubusan ang ating aralin. Una, ihanda ang inyong sagutang kwaderno, lapis at papel. Pangalawa, basahing mabuti ang mga panuto sa bawat gawain at sagutin lahat. Pangatlo, pwede ninyo ring tawagan o magtanong sa inyong guro kung may mga katanungan kayo. At laging ugaliing maging tapat sa lahat ng oras. Pagkatapos ng talakayin natin dito, kayo ay inaasahang natutukoy ang mga lugar ng sariling rehiyon na sensitibo sa panganib gamit ang hazard map at nakagagawa ng maagap at wastong pagtugon sa mga panganib na madalas maranasan ng sariling rehiyon. Gaya sa mga naunang module ninyo, kayo ay inaasahang sagutin muna ang 5 puntos sa pahinang subukin. Ito ay susubok sa inyong kaalaman sa inyong pag-aralang paksa. Pagkatapos ay itama ang iyong sagot. Tignan mo sa susi sa sagot sa hulihan ng iyong module. Kung nakakuha ka ng 5 puntos, pwede mong lagpasan ito. Pero hinihikayat kitang gawin lahat ang mga gawain na nasa module na ito para mahasa pa ang iyong kaalaman. At kung 4 pababa, pag-igihan mong isagawa ang mga gawain kasi malaki ang matututunan mo dito. Sa mga magulang o guardians, kailangan ang iyong patnubay sa iyong mga anak para kung may tanong ang iyong anak ay matutulungan ninyo sila. At kung may mga tanong kayo, mag-text o tumawag sa guro. Tara na, simulan na natin. Ano ang napag-aralan mo sa nakaraang module? Mahusay, ipinapakita na hindi mo nakalimutan ang mga nakaraang aralin. Mag-aral na tayo. Mga lugar na sensitibo sa panganib at wastong pagtugon sa mga kalamidad. Ito ay dinevelop ni Ginang Nehemia L. Tekag. Ngayon, mayroon akong ipapakita sa iyo na mga larawan. Subuking kilalanin ang mga ito. Ano ang ipinapahayag ng mga larawan? Tama. Ito ang tinatawag nating mga sakuna o kalamidad. Alin dito ang iyong naranasan? Maaaring iba-iba ang ating mga naranasan, di ba? May kaugnayan ba ang mga kalamidad na ito sa lokasyon at topografiya ng lalawigan o rehiyon? Tama, merong kaugnayan ang mga kalamidad sa lokasyon at topografiya. Aling anyong lupa at anyong tubig ang maiuugnay sa bawat kalamidad? Mahusay. Alam kong alam ninyo ang sagot. May magagawa ka ba para ligtas ka sa mga kalamidad na ito? Tama, meron kang magagawa. Masaya ako at habang kayo'y nakikinig, alam kong kayo'y nag-iisip ng sagot para sa mga tanong na ito. Sa araling ito, hindi pa rin mawawala ang pag-aaral sa mapa. Alam kong alam ninyo ito, pero gagamitin pa rin natin ito sa ating tatalakayin ngayon. Ito ang mapa ng Cordillera kung saan makikita ang mga 6 na lalawigan nito. Batay sa topografiya at lokasyon nito ay may mga kalamidad na nararanasan ito. Ang mga susunod na larawan na makikita ninyo dito ay mga halimbawa ng kalamidad na nararanasan ng ating mga lalawigan sa rehiyong Cordillera. Ano ulit ang ating tinalakay? Tama, ang mga sakuna na ating nararanasan sa ating mga lalawigan. Ang sumusunod na larawan ay isang halimbawa ng hazard map. Nakakita ka na ba ng halimbawa nito? Ano ang gamit nito? Tama, mahalaga ang mapang ito dahil ito ang mapang nagpapakita ng mga lugar na maaaring makaranas sa mga kalamidad gaya ng pagbaha, paglindol, pagguho ng lupa at pagbagyo. Ngayon alam mo na ang mga kalamidad na maaaring mangyari sa isang lugar. Bilang isang mamamayan, alam mo ba ang iyong gagawin kung sa iyong lugar mismo mangyari ang mga ito? Ito ang tinatawag nating pagtugon sa mga kalamidad. Ano-ano ang mga dapat gawin bago, habang at pagkatapos ng isang unos o kalamidad? Bago darating ang isang kalamidad, narito ang mga dapat nating gawin. Makinig sa balita. Ihanda ang go bag o emergency bag. Iayos ang mga gamit sa bahay sakaling may baha. Alisin ang mga sanga ng kahoy na maaaring babagsak at makasira. Linisin ang mga kanal. Habang may bagyo o kay anumang kalamidad, dapat tayo ay manatili sa loob ng bahay kung may malakas na bagyo. Pag ikaw ay nakatira sa malapit sa ilog at paanan ng bundok, mainam na lumikas sa mas ligtas na lugar. Manatiling alerto sa anumang pangyayari. At kung may lindol, gawin ang duck, cover, and hold. Pagkatapos naman ng kalamidad, ano ang ating gagawin? Kung tumaliman na ang panahon, maaari ka nang maglinis sa mga duming dulot ng masamang panahon at ayusin ang mga pinsala nito. Lumipat ng tirahan kung masyadong napinsala ito. Tanungin natin ang ating sarili, handa ba ako? Ang sagot ay nasa iyo. Basta laging isaisip na ang kalamidad ay kaakibat ng ating buhay. Kaya, lagi tayong maging handa sa anumang oras kasi wala itong pinipili kung sino, saan at kailan. Dapat din nating hindi malilimutan ang pinakaimportanting bagay, ang pagtutulungan sa isa't isa upang ang sino mang biktima ng kalamidad ay ating mapagaan ang kanilang nararamdaman. Ngayon, alam ko nang handa kayo sa pagsagot ng mga gawain sa inyong module. Pwede kayong gabayan ng inyong mga magulang o nakakatandang kapatid. Kami iyong maaabot sa pagtawag o pagpadala ng mensahe sa aming cellphone kung mayroon kayong hindi maintindihan. Isang guni ang sagot sa susi ng sagot sa hulihan. May natutunan ka ba sa ating talakayan? Mahusay naman at kung meron kayong natutunan, ay masayang-masaya ako kasi oras na para sa iyong pagsagot sa iyong module na nakahanda. Maraming salamat sa iyong partisipasyon.
Great morning, kid, parents or guardians. I am Teacher Joanne. I will be your math teacher for today. We will be using the module developed by Sir Valentin Pontino Jr. Before we start, may I remind you that it is expected that you have read the preliminary pages of the module and have answered the pre-test or what I know to find out how much you already know about the topic to be discussed. If not, then you have to pause and do it. How was the result? I know that this module is for you. Please read and understand the instructions in this module. To our dear parents and guardians, please assist our learner to facilitate learning. This video module will help you understand the concepts. Are you ready? Today, we will continue and have more activities of what you have learned in your last module. In this module, you will learn how to solve multi-step routine and non-routine word problems involving division and any other operations of whole numbers, including money, using appropriate problem-solving strategies and tools. Let us review on the 4 fundamental operations. Read the problems and decide how will you solve each problem. Check A if you will add, S if you will subtract, M if you will multiply, or D if you will divide. Then, find the answer. Number 1. If you played 27 Mobile Legends and lost 12 times, how many times did you win? What will you use? Correct. Subtraction. What is the answer? Very good. 15. Number 2. If you get 6 rings for every game of ring tossed, how many games did you play if you tossed 36 rings? What will you use? Yes, division. What is the answer? Correct. 6. Number 3. In bullseye, Mario hit the eye 24 times. Noni hit it 15 times. And Gary hit 18 times. How many times did they hit the eye altogether? How will you solve? Yes, addition. What is the answer? Correct. 57. Number 4. Ara won in 5 games on the badminton tournament. If each game is 30 points, how many points in all? What will you do to find the answer? Yes, it is multiplication. What is the answer? Yes, correct. 150. Number 5. Jordan did 24 push-ups on April 1. He then increased the number of push-ups by 1 each day for 7 days. What is the total number of push-ups Jordan did in 7 days? How will you find the answer? Great! It is addition. What is the answer? Yes, it is 189. So how was it? If you did it well, let us proceed to our new lesson. If not, don't be sad. Keep moving and discover how to solve multi-step problems involving division. Are you ready with our new lesson? I have 2 problems for you to read, analyze, compare, and understand. Problem 1. Lisa bought 5 blouses and 2 pairs of pants for 5,000 pesos. If the blouse cost 500 pesos each, find the cost of each pair of pants. Problem 2. A farmer has some chickens and cows. A visitor counted 8 heads and 20 legs for those animals. How many chickens and cows are there in the farm? What is the difference between the two problems? Which of the problem is easy to solve? Is it problem 1 or problem 2? How are you going to solve the problem? Can you tell which is routine and non-routine problem? Let us get moving, explore and discover how to solve the two problems. Now, let us answer and discuss some questions that will help you understand how to solve the multi-step routine and non-routine word problems. For problem 1, we can solve by doing the steps. What do you think is the first step? Yes, very good. It is understand. Under understand, you have to know what is asking the problem. What is asked in problem 1? Correct. The total cost of each pair of pants. And here, in solving multi-step word problems, you have to know the hidden question. What is this hidden question? Hidden question is a missing information or number that should be solved even if it is not asked in the problem. It should be answered first before one can get the final answer. So what is the hidden question for problem 1? Yes, the total cost of 5 blouses. Next is, what are the given facts? Can you give them? Very good. 5 blouses, 2 pairs of pants, 5,000 pesos, and 500 pesos. So that is for step 1. What do you think is step 2? Correct, it is plan. Under plan, you have to determine the operations to be used. So how are we going to solve problem 1? What is the operation that you will use for the hidden question so that it will be done first? Correct, it is multiplication. How about to answer the given question? Very good. Subtraction and division. After determining the operations to be used, you will write the number sentence for the hidden question. What do you think is the number sentence for the hidden question? Very good. It is 500 pesos times 5 blouses is equal to N. How about the number sentence for the question? Yes, it is 5,000 minus 2,500 is equal to N. What is the next step? Correct. Solve. To solve the problem, you have to show your solution. First, find the total cost of 5 blouses. 500 pesos times 5 is equal to 2,500 pesos. Then, subtract the total cost of 5 blouses from the total amount spent. 5,000 pesos minus 2,500 is equal to, yes, it is 2,500. Next, divide the remaining amount by 2 to get the cost of each pair of pants. 2,500 divided by 2 is equal to, correct, 1,250. The last step is, correct, check and look back. You have to check your answer and then you have to state the complete answer. What is the complete answer? Very good. The cost of each pair of pants is 1,250. So that is how to solve problem number 1. How about for problem 2? Here are the steps. Do you think we have the same steps in problem 1? Let us find out. Step 1. What do you think is step 1? Correct. It is still understand. You have to know what is ask. What is asked in the problem? Very good. The number of chickens and cows. What are the given? Correct. 8 heads, 20 legs. What will be our next step? How are we going to solve it? Okay, our next step is we solve. First, draw the 8 heads. Then, distribute the 2 legs first for each head. So, 8 times 2 is equal to, yes, 16. So, we have 16 legs. So, subtract 16 legs from 20 legs given in the problem. 20 minus 16 is equal to, yes, 4 legs. Still to be distributed. So, 4 divided by 2, it will give you, correct, 2. So, you distribute again the 4 legs. So, there are 2 cows and 6 chickens. Aside from drawing, we can also use a table. How? Think of 2 numbers that when added gives 8. Let us try. Is equal to? Correct, 8. So the total number of legs is 24. 5 plus 3 is equal to? Yes, 8. The total number of legs is 22. 6 plus 2 is equal to? Yes, it is 8. So the total number of legs is 20. You can also solve this by guess and check or by trial and error. In problem 1, standard procedure or the 4-step plan was followed in order to come up with the final answer. Therefore, problem 1 is a routine problem. In problem 2, drawing was used to answer what is asked in the problem. It is a non-routine problem. You can solve the problem even without number sentence. You can solve non-routine problems even without using standard procedure. They can be solved by drawing a picture, making a diagram, listing, guess and check, using a number line, acting out, making a table, using patterns or working backwards, trial and error, and others. Do you have clarifications or questions? If there are unclear that you didn't understand, go back to the video and have a full understanding. Or the modules, this will help you a lot. Now, continue doing the activities and assessment. And you could compare your answer with the key answer provided found at the latter page of this module. If there are some activities which you could not answer, you can go back to the lesson. After which, answer what is asked in the generalization or what I have learned, and problem found in the application or what I can do. That could facilitate you perform the post-assessment and additional activities. Again, read and understand the directions carefully and do it honestly. Keep going. Enjoy doing the task prepared for you. Good day and good luck.
Magandang araw. Ako si Ginang Marina S. Labotan, ang iyong guro sa Araling Panlipunan, Ikalawang Baitang. Ang module na ito ay inakda at inilarawan ni Ginang Crescencia W. Yong N. May papakita ako sa inyong larawan. Tignan itong mabuti. Ano ang masasabi mo tungkol sa larawan? Tama. Ito ay mga sakuna, sunog at bagyo. Handa ka na bang makinig? Salamat naman kung ikaw ay handa na. Bago natin simulan, kunin muna ang iyong module. Makikita mo sa bahaging subukin, may 5 katanungan na susubok sa iyong kaalaman tungkol sa bagong aralin. Sagutin mo ito sa module ng may katapatan. Kapag natapos na, ay iwasto ang iyong sagot at isang guni sa susing sagot na nasa huling pahina. Sa module na ito, tatalakayin natin ang pagsasagawa ng mga wastong gawain, pagkilos sa tahanan at paaralan sa panahon ng kalamidad. Ngayon, may papakita akong larawan. Ano ito? Magaling! Ito ang dapat nating gawin pag may lindol. Bakit kailangan gawin natin ito? Tama! Para malayo tayo sa kapahamakan. Ito naman. Tama! Ito ang dapat gawin kapag nasusunog ang damit. May paghahandang gawain o pagkilos bago dumating ang alinmang kalamidad sa tahanan, paaralan o saan man. Mag-imbak ng mga pagkain at tubig na tatagal ng 3 araw. Maghanda ng first aid kit na may paracetamol, betadine, bulak, gunting, alcohol at iba pa. Maghanda ng flashlight, baterya, radyo, kandila, posporo at uling, damit ng bata, kumot at lubid. Ayusin ang mga bahagi ng tirahan na maaring mapanganib sa panahon ng kalamidad. sumali sa mga disaster drill na isinasagawa sa paaralan o sa komunidad. Meron din tayong mga hakbang sa disaster drill. Una, makinig sa warning signal. Maagang babala sa mga parating na peligro. Ang batingaw, megaphone, watawat at iba pa. Isagawa ang duck or drop, sumilong o kumubli sa ilalim ng matitigas na bagay. Cover, lagyan ng pananggalang ang ulo gamit ang kamay o matitigas na bagay. Hold, manatili sa posisyon hanggang ligtas sa panganib. Lumisan sa loob ng gusali sa pinakamalapit na labasan. Pumunta sa itinalagang ligtas na lugar o assembly point. Meron din tayong mga gagawin habang may kalamidad sa panahon ng sakuna. Una, manatiling makinig ng balita o babala sa radyo o telebisyon. Pangalawa, iwasan ang paglabas o pamamasyal sa ilog, bundok, at iba bang delikadong lugar kung di kailangan. Pangatlo, isara ang main switch ng kuryente. Putulin ang daloy nito. Pang-apat, isagawa ang natutunan sa disaster drill. Pang-lima, manatili sa loob ng bahay kung kinakailangan upang maging ligtas. Pang-anim, lumikas kaagad ng bahay kung kailangan at pumunta sa itinilagang evacuation center o ligtas na lugar. Pang-pito, iwasan ang dumadaloy na tubig, matataas na puno, poste o gusali. Pang-walo, manatiling mahinahon sa lahat ng sandali. Pang-siyam, huwag magusyoso sa puok ng sakuna. Pang-sampo, sumilong sa matitigas na bagay at mag-ingat sa bumabagsak na anumang bagay. May mga gagawin din pagkatapos ng kalamidad. Una, huwag pumasok o bumalik sa mga napinsalang gusali. Kalawa, huwag sumuong o pumasok sa panganib. Katlo, bumalik lamang sa bahay kung pinapayagan na ng awtoridad. Kaapat, huwag munang buksan ang kuryente hanggat di pa ito nasusuri. Pang-lima, mag-ingat sa mga aftershock ng lindol at iba pang epekto ng anumang sakuna. Pang-anim, ayusin at linisin ang mga nasirang bagay o gamit. Pang-pito, makinig sa iba pang babala at paalala mula sa awtoridad. Pang-walo, sumali sa kalusugang pangkaisipan, disaster education sa paaralan at komunidad na isinasagawa. Dapat lahat laging handa upang buhay ay ligtas sa sakuna. Makikita mo sa pagyamanin na may iba't ibang gawain tulad ng pinatnubayang gawain 1, pagtatasawan, pinatnubayang gawain 2, malayang gawain 1, malayang gawain 2, at pagtatasa 2. Makikita mo din ang isaisip, isagawa, at tayahin. Ngayon, kunin mo ang iyong module at sagutin ang iba pang mga gawaing naihanda. Ang lahat ng mga gawain dito ay gagawin mo sa loob ng 4 na araw. Kung may bahaging hindi mo naintindihan, maaari mong ulitin ang video o magtanong sa iyong guro sa pamamagitan ng text message. Pwede kang gabayan ng iyong mga magulang, kapatid, o iba pang kamag-anak sa bahay. Inaasahan ko na matatapos mo ang iyong module sa naibigay na takdang araw. Naway marami kang natutunan ngayon. Hanggang sa susunod na aralin.
Good morning, mathematicians. How are you? Welcome to our mathematics class. I am Milenia Nabi, but just call me Teacher Mel. I will help you on how to answer your module, so you must listen carefully. Before we start our lesson, may I remind the learners to please read and understand the instruction carefully and answer the pretest or what I know to determine the level of knowledge and skills on this competency. To the parents, guardians, please join your children to view this video in order for you to assist your children in answering the following activities in this module. Let's prepare ourselves for the lesson. In this module, you are going to learn on how to subtract 2 to 3-digit numbers without and with regrouping mentally. So, be attentive because I will help you on how to answer the activities in this module. Just listen carefully so that you will understand the topic. Before we start our new lesson, let us first have a review to our past lesson to refresh your mind. Alright, let's look at the direction. Subtract as fast as you can. 9 minus 5 is equal to 4. Very good. Number 2, 8 minus 2 is equal to 6. Great. Number 3, 48 minus 16 is equal to 32. Very good. And number 4, 93 minus 17 is equal to 76. Excellent. This is now our lesson. You need to be attentive so that you will understand the lesson because you are going to apply it by and by to the following activities that you are going to answer. I will discuss the lesson step by step so that you will understand and get a high score. I have 2 stories. Let us read and understand it. Problem 1. The fruit vendor has 486 pieces of apples. He sold 232 pieces. How many pieces of apples does he need to sell? Problem 2. Martha loves baking. Her friend ordered 600 pieces of cookies. She baked 457 cookies in the morning. How many pieces of cookies does she need? Let us answer the following questions. Look at problem number 1 and answer the questions. What did the fruit vendor sell? The fruit vendor sold apples. Very good. How many pieces of apples does he have? The fruit vendor has 486 pieces of apples. Great! How many pieces of apples did he sell? He sold 232 pieces. Very good. What is asked in the problem? The number of pieces of apples does he need to sell? Great. What operation to be used in this problem? We use subtraction. Excellent. How do we write the number sentence? 486 minus 232 equals n. Look at problem number 2 and answer the questions. What does Martha love to do? Martha loves baking. How many pieces of cookies did her friend order? Her friend ordered 600 pieces of cookies. Very good. How many pieces of cookies did he bake in the morning? She baked 457 cookies in the morning. Very good. What is asked in the problem? The number of cookies she needed. What operation do we use in this problem? We use subtraction. Great. How do we write the number sentence? 600 minus 457 is equal to n. Now, how do we subtract 2 to 3-digit numbers with multiples of hundreds without and with regrouping mentally? Here is a challenge for you to answer. How fast can you solve the problem? Which problem can be solved mentally? Which is easier to solve? The first problem or the second problem? Why? Let us study the following strategies. Letter A, let us use expanded form in the subtrahend. Let us compare the two problems and find out which problem is easier to solve. So let us study the problem number 1. The example given there is 486 minus 232. And in step 1, we are going to start first with the highest place value. We are going to perform 486 minus 200 is equal to 286. Let's move to problem number 2. The example given there is 600 minus 457. So step 1, start first with the highest place value. So let us perform 600 minus 400 equal to 200. Step 2, round the minuend to the nearest tens. Subtract 30, then add. 286 minus 30 is equal to 280 minus 30 is equal to 250 plus 6 equals 256. Step 2 in problem number 2, round the minuend to the nearest tens, subtract 50, then add. 200 minus 50 equal to 150 plus 0 equals 150. In step 3, in problem number 1, you are going to subtract 2 in the ones place. 256 minus 2 is equal to 254. So, our answer in 486 minus 232 is equal to 254. In problem 2, step 3, subtract 7 in the ones place. 150 minus 7 is equal to 143. So, 600 minus 457 is equal to 143. Looking at the steps that we did, which is easier to solve? Problem 1 or problem 2? Why? Let us study other examples. 600 minus 350, you are going to subtract first 600 minus 300, that is 300. And 300 minus 50 is equal to 250. So your answer in 600 minus 350 is 250. Let us now do the place value method. This method is used when the minuend and the subtrahend, or if the subtrahend is a multiple of tens or hundreds, and there is no regrouping. Subtract them by the place value either left to right or right to left. Study the examples. 900 minus 700 is equal to 200. 750 minus 400 is equal to 350. 587 minus 200 is equal to 387, and 634 minus 300 is equal to 334. Then let us have also the compensation method. This is the method that we are going to use if the subtrahend ends with 9, 99, or 999. Study the examples. 45 minus 29. We are going to add 1. So 45 plus 1 is 46. 29 plus 1 is equal to 30. Then you are going to subtract. 6 minus 0 is 6, and 4 minus 3 is 1. Let's have another example. 79 plus 1 equals 80, and 23 plus 1 is equal to 24. So let us subtract. That will become 10. So 10 minus 4 is 6, and 7 minus 2 is 5. Next example. 475 plus 1 is equal to 476, and 299 plus 1 is equal to 300. So 476 minus 300 is equal to 176. Another example, 679 plus 1 is equal to 680, and 196 plus 1 is equal to 197. So 680 minus 197 is equal to 483. So how do we subtract mentally? In here, we are not going to use pencil and paper. We must answer it orally. Do you have any question? If you did not understand, you may ask to your parents or guardians. If you cannot answer, you may text or call me. I'm always ready to help you. Now, it's time for you to answer the activities and the next pages of this module. The activities with corresponding assessment. Perform with honesty. After that, you may look at the key answers at the last page of this module. You may check if you did it right. Answer the questions provided and the what I have learned, as well as problem on what I can do as an application. Still, key answers are provided to check your answers. Answer the post-test to check your level of understanding. Find time to go over the errors you made after checking your answers. You may now go back to this video to help you facilitate the mistakes you made. Lastly, the other activities for you to perform to enhance your knowledge and skills and learning this competency. You may ask help from your parents, older brothers or sisters, guardians, or as I have said, you may text or call me, and I'm always ready to help you. Remember, mathematicians, do not miss any activity in this module. Thank you for watching. Good luck and God bless. I believe you can do it.
Ayasak Di Kabenguetan.
Ayasak Di Kabenguetan.
RPN Radio Philippines Network. Radyo Ronda. DZBS Baguio. Member, kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas.